So as people are joining us and tuning in, and we've got a few people joining us via live stream as well, we're just getting all of our judges and contestants set up. Sheila is our lead judge today, and she'll be getting everyone oriented. And we'll be starting our first presentation by about quarter after. But if you're joining us on the live stream, just sit tight while we get all of our judges oriented and get everything queued up. For those that are joining us on the Zoom session, one of the fun things about this is that the live chat is visible to all of the participants and the contestants. So please feel free to toss in feedback. The peanut gallery is always the fun part of it. And if you're joining us via live chat, the comments are accessible by our team, although not streamed live into the Zoom channel. So feel free to ask questions or comments, and our instruction and judging team will pick that up. Ben, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, anytime, anytime. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, great audio.
Okay, awesome. Great.
Ben, I just fired over an invite. There we go. Perfect.
Quick check in terms of process, Sheila. Do you have all of your judges?
We are waiting on one more. We're almost good to go.
Nice. Then I'm going to get the ball rolling on this side so that everybody's got everything. So contestants, welcome. This is going to be a lot of fun. I've got a couple of slides of information to share with you. Our audience members, we have a few people from upcoming classes. Glad that you could join us. And for those on the live stream, this is our first time live streaming this event. We're keeping the configuration a little bit simple. So if you don't see all the bells and whistles turned off, we're doing that to keep it a little bit more manageable. We'd welcome feedback because we'll be doing this again, and comments are always welcome. But again, back to our contestants. I'd like to start off by giving you a heads up on who your judging panel is. John, good to see you there. You'll be getting an invitation shortly from Sheila to join the judges' green room. Meanwhile, we're going to give all the contestants a bit of an orientation. So we have a great mix today. We've got John from Vidyard. We have Jordana, who's a sales coach. Ben Tenpass, who's been a wonderful judge for us before and a great enterprise account executive. And then Callum Bramley, who is one of our instructors and an accomplished account executive in his own right. So we've got some internal, some external, and two more judges to really round it out. John Moon, who is an account executive and also a Uvaro grad. He's been in your shoes, which means he'll probably be the toughest marker. And then, of course, Brian Cohen from Litho. So we've got a great set of judges to talk a little bit about how we'll go through this process. These are our contestants. So for those on the live stream, the judges who are keeping an eye on this, and for everyone else who's participating, we have 5 wonderful contestants up. This is not the order they're presenting. So for the contestants who got excited and thought you knew this is up, faked you out, gotcha. We will be sharing the contestants. To start us off, what I would like to share is, and I'll share who our first contestant is, we'll be starting off with Mohamed Rizal. So Rizal, you'll be going first. You've got a couple of minutes. But let me walk through how today will shake down and some of the ground rules. The objective is to crown a demo champion, but here's how it's going to work. Number 1, when you start your presentation, before we start the time, before we kick things off, please remind our judges of your name so they put the scores in the right place, what product you're selling so that we know what to expect, and then also who you're selling to. Now, your lead judge, Sheila, is the person who's playing that role, but our audience won't know who the persona is that you're selling to. So make sure you let us know. Are you selling to a VP of sales, a head of HR, an individual? And keep in mind, Sheila, as the lead prospect, might throw some curveballs. It might be just her on the call. She might have a colleague that she brings along. She might bring her boss. You don't know. So we'll see how that goes. Rule number 2, you have 15 minutes. We will put a timer on the clock. It's good to keep an eye on the time yourself as well, because if you hit 15 minutes, we're going to cut you off. So you've got 15 minutes to do it as you'd like. If you come in earlier, that's great. If you use the full 15, that's fantastic. But you can't go over because, again, we will cut you off. Once we cut you off, there's a 2-minute break. That 2-minute break gives our judges a bit of time to finish filling in their scores and their comments. And before we give that 2-minute break, we'll share who's up next, which means that whoever's up next has got their 2 minutes to make sure they've got their slides ready, their screens ready. It's good to make sure you have all your information up because you've only got the 2 minutes to prepare, and it'll be off into the next one. In terms of the order, we'll have a couple of presentations done. We will take a break. We will wrap up the last couple, and then there will be some time for some feedback. What we'll actually do is share comments and feedback from all the judges. And then as a final step, we will crown the demo champion. At the same time, for the other recruits who are here, your classmates, alumni, upcoming graduates, there is also a poll in the student Slack where you can judge and pick who you think had the best demo. And we will also be sharing a Recruit's Choice winner. Both winners do get prizes. It is a great opportunity to see what the judges think was strong, was an area for improvement, and what your peers think was strong and a chance for improvement. So those are the key pieces. We're ready to get ourselves started once the instructors come back. But before we do, I'd like to open it up. Any of the contestants have any questions on the process, how we're going to cover this? Anything we could share other than cheering you on and high fives? Nice. So we are sitting ready, good to go. Quick check. Sheila, do we have you back here in the room yet? I have too many videos open, so can't see. Yes.
I'm back.
Are your judges ready? They've got their score sheets?
Our judges are ready. They all have score sheets. We've been prepped, and I think we're about ready to go.
Fantastic. So we'll keep the momentum going. The idea is to get through 3, have a quick break, get our last 2, and to give ourselves as much time for feedback and questions and answers and get everybody out before the top of the hour. So we're in a good spot here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So we're good. Rizal, you're up first to get us going. And again, those rules of engagement. Again, share your name, what you're selling, and who you're selling it to.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm excited. My name is Mohamed Rizal, and I'll be selling Kiite. And my ICP would be a fast food chain franchise organization, international. And the persona would be director of operation, handling all the documentation and food safety and quality control.
Nice. And do you have all your material ready? You're good to go?
I am good to go.
Okay.
Nice. We are going to put 15 minutes on the clock. I saw lots of high fives, thumbs up from your classmates there. So I think you're well started. Right before we get started, can I get a quick thumbs up from the judges if you're all set? You can hear us okay? Awesome. I see we've got the chat started already. Love the commentary. Rizal, the floor is all yours.
Okay. Can we start now? We're good? Okay, we're good. I'm gonna start. All right. Hi, Sheila. How are you?
Hi, Rizal. Good. Thanks. How's it going?
Good. Thank you for being on the call. It's good to be with you again. How are things? Any plan for the long weekend?
I'm gonna sleep.
Oh, you are
I'm looking forward
sleep.
to it. Yeah. A lot of rest this weekend.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. I'm sure that it'll be a restful for you. Again, we have 15 minutes scheduled to speak as the last time that we spoke. Does that still work for you?
Yeah, 15 is good. I do have a really hard stop though. I'll have to jump off right at the 15.
No problem. Okay, so today I'm gonna go and intro and show Kiite as we spoke the last time. We're gonna discuss priorities and challenges and how we can help. And then we will allocate about 3 to 5 minutes towards the end to see if we are a good fit and discuss next steps, which will be a more tailored and a full-blown demo. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that works for me. Thanks.
Okay, sounds good. So the last time you had mentioned a little bit about the intranet portals and how you communicate the information throughout the organization. Can you walk me through again how the flow of information work from the headquarters to the franchisees?
There isn't like a standard flow. That's a good question. We have a lot. We do a lot by email. There's a lot of back and forth that way. Typically, if I have like a new procedure that we need to enact, I'll create a PDF and then I send it out, and then that gets passed on by the franchise owners as needed.
Right, I see. And then what other tools that you use for that sharing other than email? Is it just email, or do you use some kind of intranet? I think you mentioned about intranet portal the last time. Is that still true?
Yeah. So there is a portal, but not everybody has access to it. So we gave access to the main people who have to have it. If we're not sending it out via email, it's getting put into the portal. So just for passage, like passing it back and forth, it's supposed to be a little bit faster, but then they have to download it and then pass it out that way, usually through email, is my understanding.
So how is that working out for you? I mean, I know that you, I think most organizations are like that, but I just want to know, like, do you face any challenges, if you don't mind sharing?
How is it working? Well, it does the job. I'm going to say it's a bit frustrating just not knowing if the things that I'm sending are going to the people who need it, if you know what I mean. Like I pass it on to the people that I need to get it to, but I don't have any insight into what happens to it from there. I mean, I guess theoretically it's happening if the procedures are getting changed, but there's not a lot of feedback that way. So I'm going to say that it does the job, but I know it could be better. Okay.
So if you would, ideally, what would you like to see, in a perfect world? I mean, what sort of changes that you would like to see that would make your life easier or better?
In a perfect world, I could just plug our brains in together and everything would be great. I think I would like to see more documented process. Maybe every process documented and done in a way that's a bit more consistent. And then if there were some way to to pull everything together into one place, and then for me to actually see what's being done with it. Right. And I don't know if there's a system that does that or if it's going to be more a matter of communication, but maybe that's something you can help with. Right. Structure, flow of information, obviously consistency would be a big thing for you. Correct? Yes. Yeah. Consistency and accountability. So something happens to it after it's been created. All right. Okay. I'm going to show you something here. First of all, can you see my screen? I can. Okay. See. Waffle maker. Yeah. So you would be wondering what is this? Okay, I'm just gonna play the video really quick. Okay, this I would say would be the typical of what flow that our clients usually would share with us. So this is an example that, I'm looking for a manual for a waffle maker that I have buried inside my files. And ooh, this looks familiar. Yeah, well, I was gonna ask you, so but then I keep opening it. Okay, so is it that one? Is it this one? Nope, not that one. That's a certification. Okay, I tried to type the word. Well, not that one. So that's, to me, if I were in this position, it's a lot. It's gonna take a lot of time for me to actually find the thing that I would need, and then maybe it should be under equipment, or baker, could be baker. Let's see. Then I open up a Word, and it's gonna take sometimes, depending on your processor, it's gonna take some time. Yes, there you go. It doesn't say anything about waffle, so how am I supposed to know where to find this information? So again, does this sound familiar to you at all?
It's like you're on my team.
All right. So, okay. I have another question. Do you remember the Chipotle case?
The Chipotle case?
Yeah. You know the Chipotle, the Mexican
Yeah.
burrito? You know how they got hit with 25 million fine? And on top of their tanking stock due to foodborne illness outbreak between 2015 to 2018. You remember that?
Right.
So do you know what happened? This is due to store level employees' failure to follow company food safety protocols.
Right.
Right. I know that you are director of operating system. You are in charge of a global franchise. You have thousands of locations across the world. You know, I would think that, you know, it would only take one location to create a ripple effect for the brand to hit. And then especially due to the COVID-19, you would need to implement new protocol. Am I correct?
That is correct, yes.
Now, going back to what you said about consistency in your messages and being able to know whether that messages are being, you know, not to mention implemented, but even being looked at, I think would really help you, put you at ease. Am I on the right track?
Yes, I'm going to say yes. Thank you. That's a scary picture there. I don't want that to happen.
Okay. So am I still sharing my screen?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen again to show you what Kite is like now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm still on your file tree here.
Oh, sorry. Let me see. Let me stop that. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. There you go.
Hey, this is still the file tree.
Still the file tree. Okay, this is not what I want. Okay. Let me close that. There you go. Can you see it now?
Oh, it's not sharing.
Okay, it's not sharing. Let me see. There you go. Hold on. There you go.
Yay.
Is that sharing? Okay.
It is sharing.
It is sharing now. Okay. Sorry about that. And
Okay.
so this is Kite. So I'm going to log in and just, put you right into it. And I show you, again, this is a top line. I mean, I cannot discuss all the cases that is possible that can be done through Kite because it's a lot and it's not going to be covered within, this short time. But I'm going to show you really quick. So this is the playbook, or you could say SOP. Maybe you are more familiar with that. And then if I click one of the playbooks, so I have operations, development, marketing, this could be your department. So I'll click on operations, for example, because you are the head of that. And then under operations playbook, you would have all these columns. Within these columns, then you have cards. Remember how you say that you would like to have it laid out, structured, and having it at one go, being able to navigate it easily? How is that? How is this looking for you?
So I already feel more organized and I feel more calm. This is good.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna give you one short example. You see, this is step of service. Let's say I want to make a change. I have this card buried under training because I know that this type of sequence would help if I have it in another card, right? So I'm gonna make a change here, for example, like a very simple change. Step of service, I'm just gonna put the star in it. And then if I go back to the operations playbook, you see that star? Right. So what does it mean? It means that if I make a change in one card and it's being duplicated in another playbook, you don't have to worry of having
another version, you know? So one change will duplicate to the other playbook, which saves time and, headache and complications. Would you agree with me on that?
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm not going to be sending out the same thing over and over again with 2 numbers changed.
Right. Another thing, within one card, it's not only text. You can also have video embedded to it. So, for example, if you can have video, you can have pictures, you can have let's see, you can have let's see. Let me go back really quick. Okay, like this one. Without having to go outside of the platform, you can just play right there and then, which makes it easier if you want to share an asset or marketing collaterals or whatnot. So I know that I'm coming up to the end of the 15 minutes. I want to honor your time because you said that you have to stop at 15 minutes. So how does this look? I mean, is this something that you think would be helpful for your organization and help solve your pain?
So I can see how it's super helpful, and I want to know more about because like I can see you can put all the marketing collateral in there. I want to know more about the analytics part, like seeing on the back end. I understand we can save that, but you mentioned COVID and Chipotle, and I'm just having these flash PTSD. I don't want this to happen to us, but because of COVID, our budget has been pretty much like slashed. So pricing is a very real conversation we're going to have.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah, I totally understand. So if you want to talk about budget, so you're seeing value in this, then am I hitting the mark? Okay.
Yeah, that is good. Accurate.
Okay. All right. So again, this is gonna take another level of discussion. We can definitely talk about it on the next meeting. I know that we're coming up to the last minute here, but I will bring that up to my AE, and then we can discuss that. Now, one last question. How is the buying process look like for you with this type of transaction? Because I want to make sure that we involve your buying committee, anybody who would be needed for our next meeting.
Yeah. So for this kind of thing, at this point, it would be just me. I would like one of my franchisees to see it as well, just to get a reaction. But this is something, if you wanted to send me a quote, I can take a look at it, and then we can reach back out after.
Sure. How about next Tuesday for our next meeting? I mean, I can send the quote right now, and then we can discuss that for during our next meeting. Does that sound good?
Yeah, shoot over the quote, and then I'll send you over some times for a meeting.
Okay. All right. So I will send you the quote, and then so is Tuesday not good for you?
No. I could do Wednesday.
You can do Wednesday.
Yeah.
What time on Wednesday?
Same time?
Same time?
Yeah.
So Wednesday at noon, I will send you the invite, and then I will see you then, and then I will send you the quote. Sounds good?
Right on. Yeah, that works.
All right, Sheila. Great. Thank you so much. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
You got me. I was resisting.
You were close there. 10 seconds left on my timer here. Way to go.
Are you serious? Oh, yeah, man. Right I thought I was going over. Oh.
Oh, I had my finger on my mute button here to interject, but yeah, you got it. 10 seconds left. All so right. There you go. I'm going to put a couple of minutes on the timer here for judges to finish up their scores and their notes. Quick heads up, our next presenter will be Anthony Yawn. So Anthony, you've got a couple of minutes there to get your stuff pulled together. But a quick check-in now. Rizal, back to you. You finished up. How are you feeling?
Relief. Actually, I felt very good. So yeah.
I was solid. There was some great feedback in the chat there. You stayed calm despite the technical hurdles, some great comments on video. Well done there.
I don't even want to look at the chat.
It was great. All the comments were positive, except for Anthony, who's trying to sway the judges in his favor. It's
of course,
they're great.
Of course, I know how he is.
For our judges and our audience, this is a good time to take a moment to reflect on a couple of kind of bigger picture things. We have a couple of contestants participating from the Toronto area, and I know there's some jet fighter tests going on, creating a lot of noise, so there might be some background noise. I think we'll accommodate, but quick heads up if we hear roars, there might be that. The second thing that I really want to share, Rizal made it look easy, but I'd like to underline how challenging the task is we're asking them. So the assignment is to run an effective discovery call, get that next meeting booked, but during that, they have to demo the product they're sharing. And during our classes, we normally give them a full 30 minutes to do that discovery. And like any discovery call, maybe you don't show the product, maybe you don't dig into it. The objective is to move the deal forward. We've added some really big artificial constraints here. And so I know that we're seeing a condensed process, but it's a tough challenge. And Rizal, I think you did a great job of making it easy. But I want to make sure that we get everybody on the same page about how difficult it is. And again, Sheila is that lead buyer. She kept it easy, didn't pull anybody in. We'll see if she keeps that up or if she pulls in any guests with her or not. You never know where the curveballs are going to come from. So we've had a couple of minutes there. From the judges that we have there, can I get a quick thumbs up if you're okay? Or Sheila, do you want to jump in? Do you have scores from all the judges in?
Just looking for scores now. Okay. We're good to go. Awesome.
Great stuff. Then Anthony, you're going to be up next. I am just resetting my timer. Are you all sorted out? Any questions? Anything we should cover before you get going?
Nope, I'm good as I'm going to be.
Okay, so again, what are you selling and who are you selling it to?
All right, my name is Anthony Yawn. I'm selling Vidyard to charter schools, specifically Classical Academy. My kids actually go there. So we're trying to show them that they can still control the narrative in pandemic, out of pandemic by using Vidyard.
Fantastic. I see a lot of nodding, some thumbs up. It looks like we're good to go. I've got 15 minutes on my timer. I'm going to mute myself and the floor is all yours, Anthony.
All right. Good morning, Sheila. How are you?
Hey, Anthony. I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. Awesome. Doing great. Weekend's almost here. I hope you had a productive and great week. You excited for the weekend?
I am. Yeah. You know what? No small talk. Let's jump to it.
All right, let's get to it. Well, first off, I'm truly blessed to be able to collaborate with an organization that we can trust as a parent, and having 2 kids in your program. It's a blessing. You hold both yourselves, the teachers and the students accountable. I would love to talk more about just what sparks your joy for helping others and help them discover their passions. What's the biggest thing for you?
Oh, I think seeing the look on a kid's face when they can suddenly do a thing that they couldn't do before, and then hearing their parents talk about it.
Nice, nice. You guys are big on building trust, encouraging collaboration, and keeping everyone accountable. Pre-pandemic, pre-COVID, pre-social distancing, what are some ways in the classroom that you kind of build trust and encourage collaboration with your students?
Between students and teachers, or with the parents?
Between you and the students.
Oh, so I do regular visits, stopping in. We do collaborative projects together. We try to do a lot of assembly. That's obviously changed. And that's kind of the problem and why we're here.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of that problem, some obstacles in terms of communication. What are some huge red flags that stand out for you?
Oh, the chain of reply all emails, nice. Sending out a communication to everybody and then getting 1 million short, single sentence, a few words. And just because of the nature of text, it always feels abrupt. And then I'm more high strung. It's a lot.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, I'm going to share my screen, and as I'm doing that, is there anything else that you can think of that kind of stands out? That's a huge bug or a huge thing, issue for you?
I think the biggest issue for me is trying to make sure we keep everybody, like we spend a lot of time building this culture of being connected to our students and parents, and we spend a lot of time on that. And I feel like it's kind of falling apart with COVID. So yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna show you a bit of the platform, just some few ways that you can kind of ease the chaos a bit, keep the communication seamless, and increase the trust, the collaboration, and the accountability. As you can see with the Vidyard plugin, can you see my screen first of all? And hear me?
I can. Yeah. All good.
And just to double check, we're about 3 minutes right now. I do have us blocked for 15 minutes. Are we still good for that?
Yeah. 15 is great.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. All right. So as you can see with the Vidyard plugin, I click right here and I can share both myself and the screen. I'll go ahead and show you real quick and give you a bit of an example. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. So from the basics to pencil to paper to collaboration with the teachers and the students and the parents, you control the narrative, you control the theme, you control the energy, the same way you were in the classroom. As you can see me talking in this little circle right here, if you had a presentations from PowerPoint, Keynote, or any tools that you're usually familiar using, you can use this option as a teaching tool for pre-recorded video, and kind of show them even on Zoom, like I'm doing right now. You can do it live and kind of increase that collaboration, the energy, and just the excitement for learning from both the students and yourself. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and just show you a few different ways that you can also use it. You don't have to be an editor. You can get creative. I mean, I know you guys are super creative. I've experienced it firsthand, as I already said. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so as I said, you don't have to be an editor. What you can do with Vidyard's pause feature is you can do things that are called jump cuts. So you control the narrative by as far as your creativity wants to go, from making coffee in your kitchen, simply by pressing pause during the recording and moving your laptop around the house or your property. You can bring your students into your world, which increases the trust, increases the collaboration because they feel a part of it. Kids watch YouTube all day, from people playing video games to kids playing with toys to parents playing with their kids. Outdoors, indoors, everywhere, kids are watching it anyway. So what better way to increase their excitement for learning than bringing them into your world the same way they're already in other people's world every day. As you can see in this final cut, I bring my son into it. So if you have kids at your house, you can bring them in too. The students feel a part of everything that you're doing. 1 second. Students feel a part of everything that you're doing from the beginning of the lesson to the end. Is there any questions? Then I'll go ahead and show you a cell phone option as well. But are there any questions?
It looks beautiful, and I love what you're saying. What's it cost?
All right, we can get right to the cost. No worries. I will show you that cell phone footage later. Let's get to it. I love it. All right. So with pricing, you're looking at roughly, for a team option, you have. Let me go to stop sharing my screen. For a team option, you're looking at about $300 a month. This puts you at about $3,600 a year. For your whole team. For additional users, you're looking at about $30 per user. But with every teacher hands on the platform and constantly engaged with the students and using it, as you know, charter schools have waiting lists. Not every kid gets into classes and stuff like that. So you can go from essentially having a class full of 30 students to having a virtual class of more than 30 all the way up to 100 without having to be interacting with them at all times, from emails to checkups. You are in full control of your connection with the students and at your own time and schedule. From call to action buttons on the page that you send, from the video that you're presenting, the length, how long they watch, who's watching, making it personal to their name. You can literally touch hundreds of kids every week without necessarily being actively engaged with them, but they are actively engaged with you. And if that's a bit confusing, I'll break it down a bit. Say they're watching a pre-recorded video of you teaching a lesson. As they're watching that, Vidyard's doing all the work for you in terms of tracking how long they're watching it, when do they stop, what worked, what didn't work, and allows you to go back the same way you would check your notes at the end of the day and see how your day went in a live classroom setting. You can go back and check those metrics, see who was watching, see if Timmy was paying attention, see if their parents had a question and left you a message. All those little things throughout your week, you can plan it however you want, obviously, but it allows you to control the narrative and increase collaboration, trust, and accountability in pandemic and out of pandemic.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. I have my colleague hanging out here, Callum. We've been avoiding video to this point. Do you remember why? What was your thoughts on video before?
Came down to actual just adoption. I think we tried it. I can't remember exactly what we tried previously, but I think if memory serves right, the actual onboard experience wasn't too great, and that resulted in a little bit of poor adoption. So we ended up abandoning that. So I'd love to hear how we might handle that.
Right. There was the teachers who just don't like seeing their face. They don't like being on camera. That's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's totally an option. And I'll share my screen one more time to kind of show you guys a different way you can use the camera option and not necessarily have your face on camera if you're a bit nervous about that. Let me share my screen real quick. Are there any other issues with the onboarding that you had, Callum? And how are you doing, by the way?
I'm not too bad, thanks. Yeah. I mean, the main issue was it was a little bit like a canned experience. It wasn't personalized to our actual needs or anything like that. We didn't get we had a 1 hour sort of recording type of an onboarding. And that sort of led itself to, as I said, a little bit of a poor experience in picking it up and actually getting our teachers to use it.
No worries. Well, with this option right now, with the onboarding, we can definitely set up another meeting to kind of show you the ins and outs and just from the click of the button to how do you upload to all the little details. I kind of lay it out step by step, so everybody kind of has a list to go to, or a checklist, if you will, to go to and check to make sure that they're on the same page in terms of using the platform and onboarding in a way that allows them to use it in an effective manner. But for those who are camera shy, you do have the option to just share your screen. Again, you guys see my screen? Okay, cool. So I'll go ahead and start recording so I can kind of show you that. So as you can see right here, the same way you share the screen with Zoom, it's similar to that. You share the screen, and as I'm talking, the students, parents, or whoever's watching can see the screen. Can you guys still see my screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so say you don't see me, I'm just talking. You can actually show different things from video to anything. As I see in this video, the example I was going to show you earlier of bringing them into your world with the cell phone. So say I'm teaching you about Vidyard, you're the student, I'm the teacher, and I'm telling you from your laptop to your cell phone, you can make them a part of your world. As you can see in this video, I'm walking outside, going to say hi to my dogs. Simple things like this, as I reiterated earlier with the YouTube and kids so engaged with watching other people's lives, allow them to learn while still watching your live and being engaged in the lesson and the process of education. Are there any specific, you want to talk about email? I can show you the email as well. You guys said that was an issue.
So I think one of my other colleagues has a question. Michael, you unmuted. Did you have a question for Anthony?
No, I do not
Okay.
at this current moment.
Just checking.
How are you, Michael?
I am well. I am well.
All right.
Thank you.
I didn't have any specific questions, Anthony. I'm a little concerned just about the pricing. It sounded like a bit much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what we can do is there are two other options. You have the free option and you have the pro option. I would love, obviously, you guys have plenty of teachers, and I truly believe in this product, and I believe that you guys are going to have fun with it. It's going to increase your creativity, and the students are going to really be engaged in every lesson. So what you can do, I give you about 2 days. We can set up another meeting, about 2 or 3 days, actually. We can set up another meeting for Monday morning. And by Monday morning, we can go ahead and make a decision on the larger pricing option. But in the meantime, go ahead and play around with the free option, create an account, or even sign up for the pro option. It's only about 15 bucks a month. You might be able to get out of the paying before it ends, because obviously we're going to touch bases on Monday morning, and play with it, get familiar with it. If you have any questions or concerns, explore the site. I really think that the more you play with the tool, the same way kids play with video games, the same way you get interested in a Netflix show. The more you watch and the more you look, the more engaged you become, and the more you want to actually use the tool, especially in the midst of the pandemic, and you want to keep that engagement with your students live and active. Just for a quick example before we close, we're coming on about 12 minutes. My son, he has extracurricular things going on with extra teachers coming in and out, working with them from the speech to dyscalculia and all that. Right now, we're doing it through Google Hangout and Zoom, and it's back and forth. And the biggest issue is his engagement. he can sit there and watch a YouTube video for 30 minutes and not be distracted. When it comes to teachers and the lesson plans, that video has become a bit of a hiccup. And I truly believe that Vidyard will kind of increase that engagement because, like I said, it allows you to bring them into your world. And that's all these kids want to do. They want to be a part of your world. They want to learn while they're in your world and just continue to grow.
So I hear what you're saying. I'm okay to commit to the next meeting to talk about this, but
Okay.
I'm not ready to make decisions by Tuesday.
Okay. That's not a problem. We can touch bases on Monday and I can answer any more questions that you have. I do hope you play with the platform throughout the next few days. I will send you a few more sample videos with screen recordings, showing you the pause feature, showing you different ways that you can actually sit on your laptop, move your laptop around, your desktop, your cell phone, and just kind of show you the variety of ways from your own personal experience of how you can use the platform. Does that sound like something you would be interested in seeing via email?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, sounds good. So, so if we're clear, do I have you good for maybe 8 a.m. on Monday morning?
For the call or the meeting? I think
another meeting on Monday morning, if that's possible.
What day is it today? It's Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I can do Monday, but I've only got a 20-minute window. Can you do
perfect.
10 a.m.?
That's plenty of time. That's plenty of time. And then 10 a.m. I'll lock that in right now.
Okay, right on.
And is there anybody else that will be on the call, Callum, Mike, or anyone that will be joining?
I think I need to bring in Callum for sure.
Okay.
And maybe one or two other team members just to get their eyeballs on it as well. Yeah.
That sounds good. And I'll tag them in the email as well too. I'll go ahead and attach them to the email, CC them, and make sure that everybody's included on the examples.
Awesome. That saves me. Thank you. That would be great.
All right. Before we go, we have about a minute left. Are there any more questions, burning questions that you have?
No, that's everything. Yeah. Callum, do you have any questions?
No? Yeah, one final question. If this doesn't get picked up like the last one, who can we call you?
Can you call me? You can definitely email me at this moment. Once we get onboarded, I will hand you off over to customer support and customer success. But I'm glad to help you in the next few days.
All right, good to hear.
No worries. All right, well, you guys have a great day. I enjoyed this meeting and enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Anthony. You too.
All right.
Great job. 51 seconds left on the clock. Great time sense in there. You handled that well, Anthony.
Oh yeah, I'm sweating like crazy, so I gotta get a towel and clean this puddle over here. So yeah, it was extreme. I loved it though.
You can take a breath there. As we're putting a couple of minutes back on the clock, our next contestant will be Rashmi Mehan. So you've got a couple of minutes to get your slides or material or demo ready, Rashmi. For our judges, you've got a couple of minutes on the clock for your comments or scores. While they're doing that, for all of our contestants and our audience, I should share a little bit more about how our judges are kind of rating and evaluating. We have 5 metrics that we're measuring on. And I know these may have been discussed in class, but taking a look, of course, at closing acumen, demonstration of expertise, rapport building, ability to ask questions and to answer those questions. So they're scoring on all those metrics, but they're also including their comments. And so as we wrap up, Sheila will be pulling out the trends and the commonality in those comments to help share that feedback. And each judge is indicating any specific presentations that they want to comment on individually. So we'll hear from some of the judges about some of the presentations, but at the end, being respectful of time, we won't share all the feedback here. You'll get the full score sheets afterwards, but we will have that opportunity, and that'll give a chance for you to hear directly from the judges, even if they haven't been pulled in as a guest customer. Sheila did throw a couple of curveballs there, so Anthony, I thought you handled those really well. That was a lot of fun. Before we move on, Anthony, how are you feeling now? You wrapped up, you're done?
I feel all right. I'm super self-analytical, so I'm kind of digesting everything I thought I did wrong, but I felt like it went good, especially with the curveballs, and I've said I can always get better. So for the first time live in front of everybody and doing it for real, I felt like a lot of growth, but did pretty good.
Nice, good feedback, good comments. Sheila, I see you unmuting. How are you doing there with your judges and scores?
It looks good. We have scores in. There's some last couple of comments being put in, but I think we're pretty good to go.
Great. So getting ourselves queued up for our next contestant, Rashmi, maybe you can help us out. What are you selling? Who are you selling to?
Awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Rashmi. I'm selling Slack today, and I'm selling it to Sheila, who is an HR manager at an SMB, a company of about 100 people.
There we go.
Awesome.
Third presentation, third product. This is going to be a lot of fun. Quick check from our judges. Can I get thumbs up if you're ready and you're good? Okay, I see we're solid. I'm putting 15 minutes back on my timer. And I'm going to mute myself. Rashmi, the mic is yours.
Thank you so much. Hi, Sheila. How are you?
Good, Rashmi. Hi. How are you doing?
Good. I'm awesome. How are you doing today?
Things are good. Things are good.
Anything exciting to report?
Exciting. No, it's always mad. It's Thursday. I thought it was Friday. It's not.
I know. I thought it was Friday too. I'm a little bummed. This weekend is usually the weekend that Drake has his like annual concert in Toronto, but obviously that's not happening. So instead, me and my sister are just gonna drive around the city and see if we can find him. Like, I'm pretty sure his house isn't that far from me. So like, I think I can do it. Like, I think I can do it. I'll send you a picture if I find him. Are you a Drake fan?
Not as much as you.
Yeah, but that's not really a good standard. Nobody is as much a Drake fan as me. So that's not really a way to, I swear it's like becoming like a national requirement that like you have to like him.
I think so, yeah.
Anyways, so let's just jump into it. I know that we have 15 minutes on the clock today. I really want to honor that time commitment. Thank you so much for squeezing me in today. Again, I know we've chatted on the phone, but I'm Rashmi. I'm an AE here at Slack, and I'm really excited to show you a little bit about the product today. I know that we did have a bit of a detailed conversation on the phone where we determined that you were looking for support because suddenly, you know, everybody's favorite thing to say during these unprecedented times, we're all at home, suddenly remote, and it was unexpected for your company as it was for many companies, and you found yourself running into some difficulties. So if I can do a quick recall from our phone conversation, the two main things were effective, streamlined communication is what you were looking for, and maintaining company culture and community that you worked so hard to build. Am I recalling that correctly?
Bang on. That's great.
Awesome. So to dig in a little bit deeper to the first one, can you tell me a little bit about how you're presently communicating? What modes are using? Pigeon?
Yeah, homing pigeons.
Yeah.
So right now, previously we were just very connected and we over communicate, right? And sometimes that was by email, sometimes by WhatsApp, sometimes just face-to-face, the quick text, the phone call, that kind of thing. And that works really well when we're working in the same place because we've built a culture that feeds off itself. So we're positive and supportive in that. And it's kind of like that good feeling. We've done that really deliberately. Like you want to like being at work. Since everything went remote, like so many changes, we're still using all of those channels. And we've tried to keep the like personal, hey, how you doing stuff to text, and then keeping the like process driven stuff to email. And then we've attempted to keep like other communication on WhatsApp, but if there's always like the number of things I lose track of is I think I've forgotten more since COVID hit than I knew before.
Totally. Even as you were saying it, I was like trying to keep track of my fingers and I was like, wait, I think I ran out of fingers. So we're talking WhatsApp, text messages, phone calls, emails, maybe some Google Hangouts in there just to, you know, really keep people on their toes. So that's a lot of modes of communication. And to your point, that's a lot of opportunity for things to fall between the cracks. And you did kind of mention, I'd like to hear that you have a bit of a process there. You know, we use text for hello, WhatsApp for personal, email for processes and work stuff, but it's sometimes really hard to keep those lines straight. And I can imagine at any given time, you're wondering like, oh no, did I miss a piece of communication today? Are you finding that people are becoming a little bit overwhelmed trying to keep track of everything?
Yeah, that feels like an understatement.
Yeah. And I think a big part of that is now we're suddenly all working from home, right? And so there's less separation between home and work and it's all melding together. And I'd really like to show you how Slack can help you get that division back while still keeping you on top of your work. Going to the second point here, maintaining company culture and community. Doesn't have to be any like big point, but I saw you guys made the top 50 workplaces in Canada for 2019. Congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
I know as an HR manager, a people person, building that culture isn't easy. So I imagine you must be a little bit upset about kind of losing that momentum.
I do. Like the weight in my heart, it's like building this little family and then just feeling it start to crumble. Yeah, that's accurate. It's a big concern.
Yeah. So what were some of the things that you were doing in the office, if you, even just like a one thing you could share with me, maybe that was really supporting that community culture aspect?
Yeah, so we have all of our regularly scheduled work-related meetings, and then every week we'd start with our really quick personal stand-up, and it's like just checking in, how are things at home? And in addition to that, we do like all the outside activities as well. So it's really different.
It is hard, for sure. It is very different. So I'm going to show you Slack, and I think we can really lean into these two things that we've talked about, and I can show you how we can replicate it within Slack and continue the great work that you were doing and get you guys up to where you need to be. So just give me a quick second here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Can you see that okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
Oh,
so
wow.
I have a little bit of support here from my BFF for life, no problem. And I'm totally nailing this demo. I know. So fine. So, you know, as much as I talk about this is great communication for everybody within the company, you can also have a direct chat going on with yourself that you can just leave notes in, reminders, gifts, if that's your thing. And you can, that's one way to also kind of centralize communication and keep it. So when I really say we're going to get everything in Slack, I mean everything, even your own personal to-do list and your notes to yourself. And so if we look here, if we talk about, you know, streamlining communication, I'm going to liken it to something that you're already using just for simplicity's sake. So WhatsApp, you have the ability to have direct conversations with people one-on-one and group chats. And you're using group chats in WhatsApp?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. So if you see here, we have the word channels, and there are two types of channels, one with a lock symbol and one with a hashtag. The lock symbol means it's a closed group. You can only enter with an invitation from the admin, or if you request to be admitted, only the admin or group creator can let you into it. So I know you're an HR manager and privacy concerns are important. You want to communicate with your team privately. Other teams want to communicate within themselves. So that lock feature is really important. And then when we have the hashtag, we're looking at having an open group that anybody can be involved in. And this is where we're going to kind of support your culture and get your community back up. We can do funny things in here. I see you're already laughing. I am a people person, and you know, some geese are geese goose. So here we have 80 people, as you can see, and you can put in, you know, non-work banter, water cooler conversation, and we went ahead and threw in the happy hour link that we have once a week. So that's a really good way to get your community and culture back to where it was. And maintaining that, so you didn't, and somebody stole Derek's lunch. So it's also a good way to find out who's stealing your food. It's excellent. So these are the two main kind of things that I want to show you. And I just want to, go back and reiterate all of your, you have to forgive my team. They're ruthless out here. So let's just go back to Drake. You know, when all else fails. So we can get your GChat, your emails, and everything within here. What I really want to emphasize is this is going to really lighten your inbox load. Things that are becoming long emails, you can just go into Slack and have a one-on-one conversation and work on projects in real time instead of sending multiple emails back and forth. I predict if you use Slack that your inbox will be predominantly used for external communication, and Slack will be all of your internal. It'll also enable you to get rid of WhatsApp. And I know I looked up your company, you have about 100 employees presently. You're not going to have all 100 employees having to share their personal number with each other just to be able to chat and communicate. Not everybody's comfortable doing that, and it really makes that division between work and personal life very hard to separate. So those are the kind of main things I want to show you that really lean into what we discussed on the phone. I could sing the praises of Slack and its features all day long. So I'm going to pause here and ask you if you had any questions that either relate to what we've already discussed or new things that are kind of coming up that I could speak to for you.
Yeah, I like how you're speaking to the culture piece. It's really primary. I think my CTO, John Moon, are you still here? You had a question about a competitive product. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, hi Rashmi. Yeah, just to be frank here, we're evaluating a few options. So, you know, Teams came up, Microsoft Teams as a competitor. Just wanted to get your thoughts on, why we should go with you guys instead.
Yeah. So I've used Teams in the past, and it's definitely, it has great features. I find with Teams, the organization, the interface of it is not as clean as Slack. It's a little bit harder to navigate, and the way that you work on projects and the way the screen shifts between different chats and groups, I've actually run into when I was on it in a past life at a different company, where people were typing the wrong thing in the wrong boxes. So I find the ramp up time for Teams is a little bit longer than it is for Slack. Slack is designed to be very intuitive and very clean. And if you can use like Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, all of these things, the transition to Slack is very quick. So while we're talking about all of your employees are presently remote and already dealing with so much, I'm not sure if implementing a communication platform that has a harder ramp up time, is kind of difficult to get the lay of the land, is the right move presently. I think something like Slack would alleviate a lot of your stress a lot sooner and a lot quicker and get people working and feeling better. And I think especially in times of stress, that's kind of what we want to focus on.
Thank you, Rashmi.
Thank you.
Fair. Do you know which one Drake uses?
Of course, Slack. Obviously. I mean, like, I DM'd him like 100 times on Instagram. I was like, yo, you gotta use Slack, please.
Yeah, okay. I didn't really have any other questions about the product just based on kind of what I'm seeing out of here. I'm more thinking about pricing,
Sure.
and then is it going to tie in with what we're, like, it's going to eliminate channels as well. I'm just wondering if it's going to break anything that we're using.
For sure. So we're nearing the end. We have about 3 minutes to go. So I would love to look at pricing with you. So here is our pricing. So for your company, I'll give you the quick overview. We can discuss it. And then if, we want to get into details, nuts and bolts, and flesh it out, we can definitely do that on our next call, which I'm really looking forward to. So if we look here, we have the standard and the plus. So for your company, small, medium size, 100 people, I wouldn't even feel comfortable putting you on the plus. It's unnecessary. You don't need that at this time. The great thing is that there's no minimum contract with Slack at any level or in general. So if you were to begin on standard and your company continues to do as well as it's doing and you need plus eventually, I'm more than happy at that time to put you on plus. So we're looking at standard presently. It's $667 USD, converted, that's $889 Canadian per user per month. So at 100 employees, we're looking at $10,668 for the year. Is that something that you're comfortable with?
Of course, I muted myself.
That's okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't produce any huge sticker shock. I would just like to kind of do some thinking on it.
Of course. So here's what I can do. I will email you the pricing card, and it gives you exactly what is within the standard plan. You can compare and contrast. Again, I'm very confident the standard is the plan that is going to work for you guys. So you can review that a little bit more in depth, share with John, guys, have a conversation. I'd like to get a second demo with you on the books right now. It'll be 45 minutes. At that time, I'll also bring my manager. She's very excited to meet you guys, has heard great things about your company as well. And we can all have a conversation, really get into the nuts and bolts of it. And then we can also have a pricing conversation at that time. And you can come back with what you're comfortable with, and I'll do the math on our end too.
That sounds great.
Awesome. So I'm available Tuesday morning and Wednesday all day, a 45-minute block of time. When works for you?
45 minutes, we're going to be looking at Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday afternoon. Perfect.
Yeah.
So how's 1 p.m.?
Yeah, that's great.
Perfect. So I'm going to send that off. I'll CC John on it as well. Please feel free to forward it to anybody within the company that you think, will either have good questions about it, might be able to raise their hand or anything like that. I'm happy to talk to more people and meet more lovely people from your company.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Great. Is there anything else as we wrap up? We're nearing the end here.
No, I think that's everything. Thanks so much, Rashmi.
Amazing. Short and sweet. Have a great day, Sheila.
Way to go. 1 minute, 18 seconds left on the timer.
So,
good time sense. Nicely done.
This
is great. We haven't had to bang the gong, get the hook, pull the trapdoor lever on anybody yet. This is excellent. So we've got a couple of minutes left. There is going to be a moment for a quick coffee, bio, water, judging break. Before we do that break though, I want to share who we have up next. I know right after our break, we've got at least one more unique product that we're going to be seeing. So our fourth, and by elimination, we end up sharing our fifth contestant as well. But right after the break, we'll have Roopesh delivering his demo. So you get a couple of lecture minutes to get yourself ready. In terms of our presentations, just before we take a quick break and give our judges a few more minutes, Rashmi, how are you feeling now that you're done?
Am I okay? Am I still here? I'm fine. Okay, I made it. Guys, I made it. I'm good. it was good. It was a lot of fun when you get into it. You're like, oh yeah, I've done this 100 times in class, but I also might have minorly dissociated through it, so I'm not sure.
Well, there we go. So for all of our contestants, there we go. There's that last bit of that timer. I don't think I actually stopped it.
I even got my feedback in under the 15 minutes. I don't know. I'm just saying I squeezed it right under.
There we go. Well, great use of the time. So for everyone, we're going to do a quick, let's keep that to 4 minutes, bio coffee break, get ourselves started. We've got 2 more contestants and then we'll get our feedback. So for all of our judges, here's some time to top up your coffees and your waters. For everybody that's on the live stream, YouTube, we'll have you back shortly and we'll chat you all soon. I see you're back, Sheila. How are all the notes and scores coming in? Judging is going smoothly?
It's going well. I'm just taking stock to see sort of trends. That kind of thing looks great.
Excellent. And Roopesh, I see you're already all business there.
Yeah, just been sitting here patiently, patiently waiting. Nerve-wracked a little bit, but should be good.
Awesome. And Sarah, you brought a guest with you.
Yeah, this is one of our judges, actually. She's
there you go. So John, I meant to ask, as a judge, hopping into the Slack chat there to prank Rashmi while she was demoing it, is that in the rules?
I wasn't told I couldn't do it.
Fair. I don't think we had that on the slides. Well, that'll be a good lesson there.
That was good, guys. You got me. That was good.
I'm looking forward to everybody in that channel who isn't on this call being very confused. Derek's lunch was actually stolen. Why is someone from work in Derek's house in his fridge?
So I see folks trickling back in. As a quick reminder, many people turned off their cameras as they left, particularly for our judges. If you're back on, if you can flick your camera on, then we'll know. Want to make sure you're not missing out on any of the great discovery and demo goodness. And I know many of the people here are listening in on the Zoom. We actually have a fair amount participating on the live stream as well. So for those of you who are on the live stream, feel free to share the URL. I know it was our first trial run, so please feel free to share. It's been going really smoothly. And for everyone, we will be making a recording available if you wanted to hop back in and check out the highlight reel. We had some guest visitors, including some dogs, Drake. It's been quite the eventful event. Well, there we go. We've got a junior judge joining us as well. This is great.
Yeah, I turned my camera off trying to hide my dad duties, but couldn't help it.
It's always good to have the assistants. Normally, I'd be worried that I'd have a Spider-Man or a Batman interrupting us, but they're out for the day, so it's going smoothly. Quick checking on the time. We are sitting with our 5-minute break, and it looks like we've got just about everybody back. So we're going to start to get ourselves going. Just before we hand it over to Roopesh to get going, want to kind of give special thumbs up to the folks who have presented already. I know we speak a lot about authenticity, being genuine, seeing all the great insights. Like I said, the special guests in the presentations is always a delight to see. For our upcoming presentations, I know we've got at least one more additional product, which keeps it really interesting. Roopesh, maybe you can help our audience. What are you selling and who are you going to be selling it to?
Yeah, sure. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be selling Vidyard as well, just like Anthony did, but I'm selling it to Prodigy Education. They're a company, a gaming math company out of Burlington, Oakville area. They have a decent following right now. Their pain points, I would say right now, is getting better at sales and marketing campaigns that are needed to their site, as well as internal communications between marketing and the sales team so they could collab as they're trying to expand.
And who is Sheila being today?
So Sheila is going to be the Director of Sales and Customer Success.
Great.
Yeah.
Quick check-in. Looks like we've got all of our judges, I believe. Sheila, do you have your full crew?
It looks like, I believe so. Double check. So many squares. We're all here. We're good.
There we go. So as a quick reminder, we'll do our last two presentations, get a couple of minutes break for the judges to finalize their notes and comments, and then we'll hop into a little bit of feedback and crown a demo champion. I have put 15 minutes on the timer. I'm going to mute myself, and Roopesh, it is all yours.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. Good morning, Sheila. How are you doing?
Hi, Roopesh. I'm good. How are you? How's it going?
Good. How's your morning going so far? Busy?
Always busy.
Yeah, no, that's good. And just want to start off by thanking you for your time today. I know you're busy, as you just said. I won't take up too much more. I know we have 15 minutes on the clock. So why don't we jump right into why you're here? Because, right?
Great. Yeah.
Right. So why don't you just tell me a little bit about like your guys' company and why you guys actually reached out and why you answered back? If you don't want to tell me.
Yeah. So we like to assist the connection between parents, information, and students in their education as well. So we're gaining steam. I've got this team that's currently bifurcated. They're doing half sales, half customer success, and in anticipation of splitting the two. I just want the tools in place to make sure that both teams have what they need. And then I've heard a lot about video in both sides of that. And we're not really using it at length. We're using it in terms of conferencing right now. And we'll do the odd video here and there, but mostly that's kind of been like a marketing thing up until this point. So we're looking to kind of bridge that.
All right, so as you know, like Vidyard is a video platform designed for marketing, sales, and as well as internal communications. And from what I'm hearing is you kind of need help with all three of those things. Am I right?
Yeah.
And if you don't mind me asking, like what video tools and communication tools have you guys been using so far? And since COVID hit?
Yeah, so communication wise, we're kind of all over the place. For video, we've used a lot of Zoom to this point. I'm going to say we don't really use it for communication, but on the marketing side, we're doing a lot of the social stuff. And then we do use Slack for communication internally, as well as email, of course. But that's pretty standard. We're using G Suite for the email.
Okay, no, that sounds great. And so I'm gonna like dive into a little bit about our product right now, but with all the things that you named, we actually can integrate with them as well. So that's a plus for you guys, and the onboarding wouldn't be as long. So that's just like a little preface before we get into stuff. I'm gonna share my screen. Just let me know if you see it. And 3, 2, and 1.
You get a countdown? Wow.
So can you see my screen right now? Perfect. Okay. So this is obviously your guys' website. I see that I was interested in you guys because I saw that you guys introduced math tutoring ever since this whole COVID situation hit, and I'm sure you guys have to adjust. Otherwise, though, you guys have a decent social media following, but I was wondering why, since last year, have you guys stopped making videos such as this one?
Time.
Yeah, I can imagine it's really time consuming. Probably hiring another team is very costly as well. So
Yeah.
it's a lot that goes into it. So is that like essentially why you guys reached out to us?
Yeah, also a lot. So I've heard mixed reviews about hosting them, and we're just trying to look into getting them more natively within our website.
Great. So yeah, we could definitely offer you that. So like I said before, Vidyard definitely can help you and your sales team with your communication between both your marketing and sales team, and with just marketing campaigns. So what Vidyard does is I'm going to go into Vidyard, and what happens when you log into it. Where is it? Here. Sorry. So when you log into Vidyard, I'm going to preface a little bit. This is my personal account. So I'm not going to be able to show you all the tools that you're going to get with whatever plan you decide to get, because this is a free plan. So there's like a lot of things missing. But with Vidyard is great. You can use your desktop or your mobile device. Now you have a choice of doing either, and you can actually upload it if you need to as well, if you use it via your phone. So why don't I just show you how the phone app works, and then we can go into a deeper dive into the desktop. Does that sound all right with you? Cool.
That sounds great.
So here's a quick video just of how it works. You'll go into the app. You immediately choose your video if you haven't already recorded one. Choose whichever video you're going with. Keep going. So over here, I chose like a disco demo practice that I did before. And at the bottom, you can see two icons. There's a share button and an email button. So I can click the share button and do either way. I can share it through Slack, Gmail, text messages, whatever I need to do. So that's an easy way to communicate for others and get whatever you need to, what information you need to get off a lot quicker. Now that was how to use the phone app. In the desktop app, it's pretty easy as well. You would click this new button over here, and you have two options. Like I said, you can upload something or you can record a new video. And with the record video option, you have 3 different ways you can go it. I can't show you everything right now because we're on a live recording right now. But you have the camera option where it's just me talk, like us talking to the screen. You have a screen record option, and you have a screen. And a screen and camera option where you can do explainer videos, which is what I'm going to be tailoring towards you. Does this sound like stuff you can use as well? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that it's all three. It hits all 3 points. I'm curious what the explainer videos look like in terms of the ease of use and sending, because what you just showed there makes great sense for the sales team for sure.
Yeah.
Marketing, I'm assuming they're going to want to have the speed of it is not as important in terms of like recording and sending. There's typically more steps in between there for them. But I like how quick the sales team could use it. On the explainer video side, is sort of the same process for recording?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. It will record your screen and your bubble will show up. You can actually move your bubble around. I don't have an example offhand right now for you, but I can definitely send one over in a future email, and we can, that way you can see it. I know you're talking about earlier about making your websites native. I mean, your videos native to your website and making it your own, since you guys are on YouTube right now, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. So another thing that will come with your guys' plan is that we can actually customize your theme and as well as any actions that you want on your screen. So as you can see here, you can include your favicon, your logo, the color scheme of your guys' website into your videos. And the great part is it's responsive across from desktop into your mobile as well. And the CTA that I was talking about right here is what the Eng team would do. So you can actually just like, you would tell us like, hey, I want to include a little call to action with these words on a baseball bat. And when they click it, it would take him to my website to buy baseball bats if you were a baseball company, let's say. So there's examples of that I will definitely send over your way so you can see how that works. Now I'm just gonna stop before I go ahead. Do you have any other questions about this?
So I would like to know your thoughts on, because everything you're describing, I can see the tools going in the directions that I need it to. Would we be looking at like 3 separate accounts for each team? Would we have them all in one account? Do you guys have like a best practice on that, or is there a better way I can set it up?
Yeah, so you guys would actually get, so what would happen is we would install a video onto your servers, like you guys did yourself, and see this little icon over here on our my Chrome browser? It's a green one, little alien guy. I don't know if you can see it too well.
Yeah, I see. Sorry.
So what happens is when we're able to put that on your servers, like your whole team will have access to it. And there is different pricing levels for users, obviously, and we can get into that a little bit later. But they'll have access to everything here. So like it'll have your company library and have all these videos that you're able to send if you need to send them without, or record new videos if you need to. The great part about this as well is for the marketing side, you guys, is you can actually see the insights from your videos, how long somebody has seen them, who's seen it, and how, and like where are they situated where they're watching your videos as well. So that I'm sure that helped in the education side of you guys, making sure the kids are up on their lessons and whatnot. And as far as you're talking about the usership, so let's go into the pricing a little bit. Oh no. So for you guys, since you guys are a growing company, I would recommend the Teams option. Right for now, it's only 3+ users. I'm guessing you guys would want to get people acclimated at first. And I don't want to just upsell you guys for the business yet, since you guys don't necessarily need that right now. But there is a kind of a caveat with that. With the business plan, you do get more features. You're able to implement all your insights into your CRM, your MAPs, and you're able to do a lot more with it. So it depends on what you guys really want. I'm just wondering, what is it exactly that you guys are having trouble with? Like pinpoint, if you don't mind, tell me.
Yeah, I think that the biggest problem right now is creating a consistent process and then establishing boundaries between the teams. And I guess I'm not sure if it would be better for us. Do you have a model where we could start with teams and then gradually add users until we get up to the business?
Yeah, for sure. So that's exactly what I was showing you right here. We can actually start with the teams plan. We can see how you guys go for the first 6 months to a year, and we can revisit that conversation. And right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not privy to actually like helping you out with pricing. That's actually our AE. So I can definitely get them on the next call with us and with whoever else you need to talk about that more so.
Do you guys have any sort of training on the tool? Like, if we sign up and everything, do you guys have, like, is that part of it? You guys will coach us a little bit?
Yeah, we could definitely do that with customer success, but we also have a great feature on Vidyard as well, that we have blogs that gives you tips and tools that can help you guys go further and help you guys out with your own campaigns. We also have use cases available for you guys. So let me go to the Learn tab right here. And here's our blogs.
Right on.
So yeah, like this is all available for you guys. I could send over all these in an email for you. I was just wondering, like, since you're asking all these questions, you see the value in this, and you're definitely interested. I can tell. I was just wondering, like, what's your buying process like going forward with this?
Okay, so right now I'm in tool evaluation. I like the way this looks. I would like to get a more specific quote if I can, which I'm assuming involves a conversation with your AE. I do want marketing to see this before I make any decisions for everyone. So I would like to have the marketing VP in as well. And, process wise, if we come to an agreement, we just bring it to the CEO and he signs on it.
Okay, no, that sounds great. So I'm going to rewrap everything. So the internal communications, the benefits that you guys get for that is the acceleration of onboarding, because we're able to integrate with the stuff you guys are already using, like the G Suite, Slack, and Zoom. You can get transmitting secure communication. You boost your employee engagement, and you can collaborate with different teams and departments, which is what you were trying to avoid separate. And then as a marketing side, you get the video hosting, which you can upload explainer videos, customer stories, marketing video content. You can get interactive playback experiences, which you can add the call to actions like we spoke about, forms if you need to embed them, and as well your analytics. So yes, your SEO, your personalization, your data view, so you can put that into your CRM as well for your sales team or your marketing team. And so this all seems like stuff that you definitely would like to use. So why don't we actually book an appointment going forward for Tuesday? And why don't you tell me a time that works for you actually on Tuesday for about a half hour, and I can get our Eng team involved as well.
Okay.
As well as
I can do Tuesday. I would need to check if my VP marketing can though.
Okay.
So can I circle back with you after the call?
How about I send you my calendar link, and I'll set up times for Tuesday and Wednesday, so that way you can choose what works for you, and I can talk to my AE and we can get back.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me.
All right. Sounds great, Sheila. It was great talking to you. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you on Tuesday, hopefully.
Great.
There we go. Great use of timing. You had 2 minutes, 21 seconds left, giving you lots of breathing room, and gave her some time back to get to her next meeting. Great job.
Thank you. I think I went too fast, but yeah.
We already know that Tanpreed's going to be up, so he's getting himself ready. Roopesh, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
I got a little flustered with that question a little bit earlier, but I think I kind of recovered.
Solid. You had all the points, you got the confirmation, things moving forward quickly. That's okay.
Yeah, I guess I was just like in the moment, like the this is fine, dog. That's me all the time. So
she didn't see your face. It felt perfectly aligned for it. Great. It was interesting watching the audience focused in on what you're showing. Everything from listening to the words to leaning in to pick up the details. So good solid use of the demo during a discovery. We've got one last presenter that will be going, and I can see some scores coming in. So to set the stage so we know what's up, as we wrap up our last demos, we will give again our judges a few minutes, kind of finalize their notes, to chime in. Again, Sheila is acting as a coordinator, so she'll only be adding in scores and judges if there's a need to break a tie. But then as we tail up, Sheila will share some of that feedback. Then we'll crown a demo champion and identify a recruit's choice. So for those that are here in the Zoom who are following along in the live stream, if you are a current recruit in the Uvaro program, a grad, be it in the 2020-5 class or otherwise, be sure to hop in and vote in the Slack channel and in the Slack app in the general channel. We have a student's choice voting system where we'll also announce a winner there. And there are prizes for both titles. So it's a good opportunity to influence things. And yes, for the sake of clarity, if you were competing, you can vote. And it's good to own your success. If you think you nailed it and you won, vote for yourself. It's anonymous. Totally fair game. So I see the last 2 minutes ticked off. So we are good to get the ball rolling. It looks like our scores are in. Sheila, are you good to move forward with your judging scores? I see a thumbs up. Tanpreed, what are you selling today and who are you selling it to?
Thank you guys for, it's been a very intense thing for me because I'm going last, but yeah, I am selling WatrHub. It's a data intelligence tool, and I'm selling it to the VP of sales of a enterprise company, which has around 5,500 employees. So they're a very big company. And they make public infrastructure in the water and wastewater industry. So yeah.
There you go. There's a lot of elements to keep in mind there. I am glad that I am not in Sheila's seat right now. That's going to be a tough one. I'd wish you good luck, Tanpreed, but I think I have to offer Sheila more luck here. So I'm going to mute myself. I've got 15 minutes on the timer. The floor is yours.
Great, thank you. Hi, Sheila, how are you?
Good. Hi, Tanpreed. How's it going?
Going well. How's your week been?
Whirlwind, as per usual.
Yeah, it's been like, intense working from home and everything. So yeah, so first of all, thank you so much for joining in today. I really appreciate it. We've been doing a back and forth on emails, and I really appreciate you taking the time to get on this call. I wanted to check, we have 15 minutes scheduled. Is that still good for you?
Yeah, 15 minutes works. That's great.
Perfect. So the goal for this call for me, at least, is to give you a product overview, to make sure you are getting the hold of what we are offering, and see how it fits into your use case, and then we can discuss next steps. Does that still work for you?
Yeah, that works for me, because I'm super curious to hear what you guys do.
Perfect. So on the agenda today, first thing, I want to obviously understand your business for like 5-7 minutes, give you a product overview, and then we can tailor how our reports can be useful to your use case. Do you want to add anything to that agenda?
I would like to get an understanding of how you guys get your data.
Cool.
If we can add that in.
Yeah, so that would be a part of the product overview.
Okay, great.
So I will cover that. But yeah, great. So first of all, congratulations on doing a really great job with the advanced meter infrastructure project. Your engineering team built a really amazing product, and you as a VP of sales did a really good job in the city of Fairmont in Ohio. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. How did you hear about Fairmont?
Actually, I've been following you on LinkedIn, and I've been following your company a lot, and the product developments are actually a big thing in the water industry. The company, what your company is doing. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
And I believe you are still leading the developments in other cities as well, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So expanding on that, what are your plans to expand this technology in other cities?
Well, best case scenario would be to reproduce it in as many as possible. That was a lucrative deal for us. So we do have plans for expansion. We're still in the research stage. I'm sure you understand every project, there's so much research that goes into it. So right now we're just doing some surveys and some digging to figure out where our next best fit is going to be.
Right. So when you say research, you are spending, do you do it internally? Does your sales team do it, or is there a third party company you're utilizing to do the research?
Right now, it all happens internally, and it's not just the sales team, and then we have a couple other people who help with that, the whole process. There's too much, and we kind of approach things with the group looking together and then branch off as things crop up. It is lengthy. It for sure makes forecasting tough. It's hard to predict, and it's just sort of doing the research and then seeing what comes up and moving from there.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. And what's the time frame when you say it's very lengthy? What's the time frame you're currently spending on research?
The research portion alone can take 3 months.
3 months? Wow.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking to VP of sales in general, in the water industry, they tell me that saving their teams this research time is one of their priorities. How much of a priority is it for you? Are you?
It's huge. I'm going to put it up there. We have these. So since Fairmont, we have or Fairbanks, we have some pretty aggressive growth goals for this quarter. For the whole year. And if we could save the research time, we might actually be able to nail that.
Great. To emphasize more, are you taking any steps to solve this currently? I know that it's a problem, but are you taking any steps already?
We've been trying to streamline our workflow. Does that count?
No, it definitely counts, but is it helping? Is what I meant.
It it gets a little better every time, but it's not cutting the time in percentages that we'd like. More would be better.
Absolutely. No, I totally understand. So that definitely gives me a good overview of what you guys are doing and like, how our product can fit in. And I really see WatrHub fitting in pretty well where you're trying to save time for your team. You have great expansion plans. And like, you cycle you're spending like 3 months is obviously a big time, which your sales team has to go through. And it is a priority for you to save time. Just wanted to summarize what you said. So those are really good points there. And I feel that WatrHub can definitely solve it. If you don't mind, I'm going to quickly share my screen and show you how the product works.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm excited to see this.
Great. So when you look at this product, right, so it's a very simple 4-step process. What we do is we obviously it's a data intelligence platform. So we definitely like first figure out what our customer intelligence question is. So for you, it's going to be like, you want to save your team time, research time, and then bring that sales cycle, reduce the sales cycle, right? So we come up with that use case, and then we feed that into our AI engine, like the queries which we have. So it brings back me to the point which you mentioned, that how the product works. So what our AI engine on the second point it's doing is basically, you are aware that like, a lot of public utilities, they upload a lot of documents online. So that can be like public, like meeting minutes, and like, a lot of other documents, which have been there for years. And these could be like millions of documents. And it's humanly not possible to read all these documents. You would agree to that, right? And yeah, so what our AI engine does is that it extracts all these documents, and it will, we feed in like certain criteria which match to your use case, and then it creates a report. So for you would be like, hey, I want to save my team time. How can I get more opportunities? How can I explore them, right? So that report would be created, and then it was verified by a human, because that AI is not there yet. It's 90% accurate. So we want a human intervention in that. And then we definitely like, we give you the report, and you can start making use of it directly. I want to quickly stop there and see if you have any questions about this process.
I did have a question, but you just answered it. You've got a human verification step in here, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
How long does it take you guys to do this whole thing?
Oh, it can take a day or two. That's the maximum time it takes me. Yeah.
Wow.
So the AI engine is already working. It's like you are querying something, right? Like when you query something, you just need to write code, and like it extracts data. So it's a very short cycle. It's going to definitely save you a lot of time from the 3-month cycle which you mentioned. So so moving ahead, I'm going to show you how the obviously product looks like. And so I know this image is a little blurred, but don't go with the image. This report can be totally customized according to your use case and how you want the data to look like for your team. So this is just a sample report. Obviously, we're going to generate this data for you in 2 days. But what's the value the report is adding, right? Obviously, you want to search for opportunities. So it will give you all the early stage opportunities on the top. It will give you contacts to reach out to in those cities. And it will also give you some additional information about, the opportunities which we mentioned on the top. So this is like a basic format which we follow. And obviously it's going to save your sales team a lot of time, right? They're researching so much and spending 3 months and getting this data. So just wanted to see if this is going to add value to your team.
Yeah, so this is great. And just reading it, it's like one of the main reasons we've been steering away from trying to find something like this for lead gen is how complex and specific it has to be. But it sounds like you guys have factored that in. I'm super curious. Do we pay for the report, or is it for the contents of the report? How is that? How does that work?
That's a great question. So what we do is you can either pay. So we have a SaaS-based model. Like you can either use our platform to generate reports monthly. You can generate multiple reports every month, or you can just use it for once. Just pay for that report, and get the data out and then start working on it. It will really depend on how you want to approach it. For you, I feel that using the SaaS-based model would be much better because you have higher growth plans. You want to target more cities in the next couple of years. So generating those regular data would be beneficial for you. So yeah.
Okay. I know just from my end that my team is going to want to see references. Do you have any comparable to what we do, people I can speak to?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That brings me to a funny story actually. So I spoke. I mean, this is a story from the name is Anthony. He's a VP of sales in wastewater, not the wastewater industry, but the sewage industry. And he was actually had authenticity problems. He was like, oh, does this report authentic, or of things. And he basically utilized our reports and was able to grow his sales pipeline by 233% and reduce his sales cycle by 50%. So I can definitely share references like that. There are many references. So he ended up becoming a sales visionary in his team, and did really good for himself there.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Another thought. Are these reports exclusively generated for us, or is it the same information that's being sold to all your customers?
Oh, that's a really great question again. So this data, what we give you is can be shared, can be duplicated to other companies as well. But I believe we are in the business to give you information, which is going to save you time. In the end, it's your product which is going to win. So once we give you the information, you have an amazing product, and you can build those proposals for the cities, and that's going to help you. So yes, our product can be our information can be duplicated to other companies as well, but in the end, it's going to be your product which is going to give you the RFP. We are just leading you to the RFP. So
yeah. No, that helps. Thank you.
Great. So Sheila, we are in the introductory call here. What we do is give you introduction, and then what I would be doing next is obviously giving you proof of concept. I have a lot of data on how things work in your team, and and this is going to be free of cost. We're going to make a sample report for you, and how about we jump on the next call, probably on Monday 2 p.m. To show you how valuable this can be for you.
So you're going to have a sample report for me by Monday?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. It's going to be less than 3 months. It's going to be doing it in 1 weekend. So yeah, I can do that. And I'm going to have a data scientist from my team on the call. Mm-hmm. And so that he can explain you the technicalities of the product as well. You feel free to get anyone else which you believe is going to be helpful in making a better decision, or
yeah. Okay, I'm going to loop a couple of team members in just because they're not going to believe me.
Perfect, great, thank you so much. So I'm going to send you an email, and I just quickly wanted to see if you had any last any questions. We have 2 minutes on the clock. If you don't have any questions, I would love to give you those 2 minutes back, but just wanted
no, I'm good. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Perfect. Great. Thank you so much, Sheila. And look for my email. It was great talking to you today. Have a good day.
Thanks, Tanpreed.
Bye.
There we go. 1 minute 27 left on my clock. Great use of timing. I confess, I have a sound file here for a big gong to pull someone off, and I was really looking forward to getting a chance to use it, but you all thwarted me. This was great. So we're going to leave a couple of minutes on the clock before we jump in for just to finish up their notes, get things in. But that was smooth. Great use of the time. Tanpreed, how are you feeling?
Great.
Good to be done. Sigh of relief.
Sigh of relief. Seriously, sigh of relief. I've been interviewing with this company as well, so I hope they're seeing this somewhere or they can see it.
There you go. I know we've got a couple of dozen that were on the live stream, so your interviewer might be there. At minimum, we'll be sure to give you the recording so you could share it.
Thank you. I would love that.
For again, all of the recruits that are on the live stream that are here in Zoom, including our contestants, be sure to vote on the Recruit's Choice one, because we'll be announcing that winner as well at the end. But great job, everyone. Seriously, that was incredible. We saw great use of discovery questions, great ratio of discussion and conversation even before sharing your screens. You could see a lot of the techniques that we've talked about in class around building rapport, storytelling, especially in the most recent example. Great job with that, Tanpreed. I think we saw some great use of humor and rapport building. Man, really impressive. Really impressive. Well done. I remember when we were speaking to everybody about the idea of demo day and some of the worries or concerns, and you all nailed it. Especially for the recruits who are coming in via Zoom, coming in via live stream. We hear those concerns before demo day each time. Don't worry, you're gonna crush it too. So I think the team here gave you a great bar to aim for. I think you're gonna nail it. And in the upcoming classes, feel free to discuss and kind of dissect and pull those apart. A quick check on process. Sheila, how are you doing with scores, judging? And you said that you were gonna pull in some of the trends.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
About 30 more seconds just to establish one more comment in here.
Perfect. I'm keeping an eye on the polling in Slack as well. We see a few votes that are in there. I know that we've got at least 5 students here because they presented. So let's make sure that everyone from the Zoom group also gets their votes in. Again, as a reminder, Sheila's going to go through the high-level comments. The opportunity for some of the judges to offer their comments, and you will get the full judging sheet. And I saw so many thumbs up and so much applause there. So I know there'll be some really solid feedback. And then once we get through all the feedback, we'll share and crown our demo champion and our recruit's choice. I saw a thumbs up from Sheila. So I'm going to pass the mic on to her and you can walk through some of the feedback from our demos.
Yeah, wow, there's some incredible stuff in here. And to all of the recruits, I'm really looking forward to digging into this with you because all of our judges have offered some incredibly useful comments. Lots of positive, also lots to improve. So I'm excited for you guys seeing lots about rapport, lots about agenda setting. I've actually got a bit of a rundown, but let's go through from recruit to recruit. I have Jordana on deck to give a little bit of feedback to Rizal. Do you mind?
Yeah, can you guys hear me? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Rizal, but one of the things that stood out to me most about your presentation was the fact that you actually did a demonstration of pain, which I rarely, if ever, see. So that was great. The one note I had is that with your agenda, A, it's good you really had an agenda, but B, it can sometimes be helpful to use more collaborative language when you're introducing each agenda item. So in lieu of I'm going to, I will, I want to, it can be like let's, we, which kind of can communicate the sense that you guys are in this together. And then rather than just moving on after your agenda into what you plan to do, it can be helpful to ask a kind of input question like, what else do you want to add to today's meeting? Or what's the most important thing you want to get out of today's meeting? But all told, really good job.
Thank you, Jordana.
Yeah, of course.
This is so good. We also are lucky enough, we had 2 recruits demoing Vidyard, and we have a Vidyard judge on our panel today. John, do you mind offering some feedback to Roopesh and Anthony?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, right off the bat, to Roopesh and Anthony, great job, and to everyone. Those were amazing demos, and I think you're going to enjoy a lot of success in the future if you keep that up. But specifically, a couple things stood out to me. Anthony, excellent time management on your call. I thought you did a really good job with that, which is super important, especially when you have such a limited window to connect with someone. So great job there. One thing that stood out as maybe needing a bit of improvement was your delivery of price. I noticed when you told her how much the investment was going to be, maybe this was nerves on your part, but you said the price and then kept talking. And I find it very helpful to just deliver the price, pause for a second, and then get their feedback on that, whether that was about what they were thinking. It just helps them, I think, let that sink in. And one more thing too, when she came back and said that it was a little much for what they were expanding on, I think you went right into problem solving mode, trying to put out that fire, offering alternatives. the free and the pro version, which is completely understandable. But one thing I've found really useful is to dig into it a little bit, asking, okay, can you maybe speak a bit more about why you thought it was too much? Is this just outside the scope of your budget, or maybe you didn't see, maybe it's not worth the value wasn't there? And then you can understand a bit more about the objection so that you can handle it appropriately. And then the other thing was for Roopesh. Yeah, again, great job on the call. One thing that I noticed was that when you were answering questions that she had, instead of, I believe a couple of times you had said, oh yeah, I have examples of that, I'll send it over after the call. I mean, that does speak to her concerns, but it's a little passive. So maybe try in the future having a customer story that you can tell about how, another team use the platform to get around the specific concern that she had, or it's something that addresses it a bit more directly. Telling stories in those cases can be a really powerful tool. But overall, I thought it was a great job for both of you, for everybody.
Yeah,
thank you.
A lot of nodding heads here. This is great. So I was going to ask Ben Tenpass, if you don't mind, touching base on Rashmi's demo. I did also want to say thank you for all of those curveballs. Ben is consistently ruthless with his curveballs. Ben, I'll pass it to you.
Awesome, Sheila. So you want me to go over Rashmi's or whose again?
Rashmi, please. Yes, the Slack demo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking through my note. Yeah, Rashmi, you did a great job. I really loved the personalization that you had, or the humanization that you had. I could tell you're not afraid to be you, which is really awesome. But I do a lot of the same similar things. Just my one concern is just be careful with that. You really want to match the person. A lot of I would say like 75% of the time it's usually good, but once in a great while you'll piss some people off because they're just high D's or very, very direct. So just really watch that out. But otherwise really phenomenal. Love the energy. It was great. The more you can do that, the more you can really bring that. My goal whenever I try to do a discovery logo is I want to take that shield down as quick as possible. And you took that down for me right away. So great job.
Thank you so much.
Right on. And then I know we have Callum as well, ready to talk about Tanpreed. And then John Moon, I was going to ask for your overarching thoughts. So we'll start with Callum, just commenting on Tanpreed.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Sheila. Yeah, Tanpreed. I've been in, I think I've been in 4 demo days now. I think that's what we've done as a team, right? And been a judge for quite a lot of those. I think all of them. I think yours, off the top of my head, was the highest score I've given. I'm not going to tell you what my score is. I'm going to let you find out, but that's how good I found that demo, to be honest. The questions, your questions were awesome. Tied in with storytelling. And what I'm seeing in a lot of these demos is where our curriculum ties in as instructors on our end, which is perfect. Just an example, I put some quotes in here. I think you said, when I'm talking to a VP of sales, and then you went into an example there and relayed a question to Sheila that way. That was amazing. Just overall pacing and talk track, that's what I'm trying to tune into as well with all of these demos. Overall, I could listen to you. I didn't get lost. You weren't clicking around everywhere. You weren't stumbling over words. You weren't trying to find words. You were very concise. Short, concise, engaging is what I try to tell my new class every single day, and I think you nailed that. Came across as a more consultative salesperson rather than just a sales guy. You clearly know that product. You've done your research, as you have to because you're interviewing for it. So that's how it came across. It came across like you knew it in and out, and it was demonstrated in your actual sales answers that you were giving to Sheila as well. Only minor criticism I caught, Sheila alluded to team members. I think she said a couple of team members. Who are those team members? It gives you a bit of an area to dig into there and try and find who they are, what are their roles, what are their titles, why do they care about WatrHub? Okay, but overall it was great.
Thank you so much.
So much useful feedback here. John Moon, if you don't mind, some comments for Rizal and then some of your thoughts. I'm so curious to hear your thoughts, what your brain is thinking right now. Go for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Would love to speak on Rizal. I mean, on the Kite product, especially. I really, really love, I want to echo what Jordana said about the, that pain, that video that you created. That was awesome. And, really great. Everybody actually had a lot of great energy, really slightly different approaches, but everybody brought their A game. Really awesome. Tanpreed, I really loved that carrot at the end for that next meeting. That was really cool. Everybody had some really great aspects to their demo, and just generally really hit it out of the park, guys. Loved it.
Awesome. I am so proud of you guys. I don't even know where to start. And there are so many really good comments and thoughts and nuggets in your scorecards. Brian has a lot of great things to say, some useful feedback as well. He's just got some background children happening right now. So I'll wait. You guys can dig into that when we go into your scorecards in our next class. I just wanted to say the energy, the calm, you guys were talking about nerves coming into this, and one or two minor tells and everything else just felt smooth. I'm really impressed, and thank you so much, guys. Joseph, what are you thinking?
I think we have our scores in and locked down, so those are solid.
Mm-hmm.
I am also locking in the scores on our internal poll, so I think we're sitting at a good position to announce the winners. Sheila, it's all yours, please. Let's go for it.
Okay, I'm going to announce the winner by judge's choice. And then I believe, Joseph, as you lock down the recruit's choice, we should highlight, when does the voting close on that?
You've got about 15 seconds left.
Okay, so to Uvaro students, if you're here, all of you, please jump into that general channel and vote. But by our judge's choice, we have a clear winner. Are we going to do the Zoom drum roll? No, maybe? Okay, I'm so excited. Our demo master for 2020-5, after 12 long weeks of hard work and with all of the support from our team, is Tanpreed. It's so funny because everybody's muted. I'm like, there should be cheering, but we need to get a pre-record.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
My God. This is I don't even have words. So thank you.
And in terms of our internal judging, all of the votes are in, and I know that the folks on our live stream and in Zoom can't see the judging, but over the last 15 minutes, we've seen the scores going up and then down as people are reevaluating and moving along, and they kept tapping up. But happy to share that the recruit's choice for the top demo today was Anthony Yawn. Congratulations, Anthony.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Way to go, man.
Good work, Tanpreed.
We have got some fantastic demos here. All of these are recorded, and we'll make them available because they're also fantastic ways to kind of amplify and share the signals and the reputations and the profiles of everyone involved. To our judges, thank you again for your time, your energy, your feedback. This is such a crucial step to helping people understand where their areas to improve and their strengths are. And it's one thing to hear it from an instructor that you chat with every day. It's an entirely different thing to hear it from someone that's in the field, working with sales professionals. I think we had someone chime in there for a quick comment I might have missed. Or it might have been a mute slip, but I promised we'd get everybody out before the top of the hour. I saw lots of smiling faces, thumbs up. I am thrilled to give people back an extra 5 minutes. For the competitors, the